and I've got 5 things that you need to focus on in January, or rather that we're focusing on in January, because I'm in the game and I thought I should shoot a quick video and tell you about it. So hey guys, my name is Dr. Rieder. We own and operate 8 practices, turnover close to $7 million every single year, 10,000 new patients last year alone. I've been doing this for the last 10 years, helping docs all across the planet grow their businesses, and I've got 5 things that you need to focus on in January, or rather that we're focusing on in January, because I'm in the game and I thought I should shoot a quick video and tell you about it. So, number 1, listen, if you're not doing a New Year, New You campaign in your business, in your practice in some way, shape or form, you're losing or leaving a lot of impact, influence, helping people and money on the table. Every single January, we absolutely kill it with the campaign. Listen, across our 8 sites, we get over 600 referrals or reactivations every January for our New Year campaign. It's pre-programmed in our CRM and Infusionsoft, and you know, this video is about what we're doing new or something we want to focus on in 2020 in January now. But really, it's a lot of the time with our businesses, we have this terrible disease where we try and look for the new silver bullet when the thing that we did last year worked super well. And this works well for us every single year. If you're not doing a New Year, New You campaign, you've got to do it. It's number 1. You've got to focus hard in January right now, and it's not too late to do that. So that's my first tip of what you should be doing now in January 2020. Number 2, listen, even more so in January, but across the whole year, our big focus for 2020 in my practices is the word consistently do talks. Consistently do talks. There's absolutely no question that in my businesses, it doesn't matter what business it is. What if I told you that all roads led to you speaking in some way, shape or form? But here's the thing, you've got to be able to there's 2 elements to speaking. One is putting people bums in seats, and the next is delivering great content and be able to influence people so that they want to come on the journey with you. But here's my lesson from 2019 is that we're really good at them when we do them, but we weren't consistent enough. So 2020 in January right now, we're pushing hard with these, but across the whole year, the key word is consistency. And I hope that if you don't know how to do this, first of all, I've got a 2-day boot camp where we teach people how to do this. But even if you never come to that, I'm going to tell you right now, just doing them, you're going to be a much busier practice owner, business owner. Doesn't matter what you do. Make sure you get bums in seats. We use Facebook strategies to do this. I spent over $100,000 on Facebook last year alone in my 8 sites. So can you imagine the return on investment we're getting if we're doing that on a consistent basis? And we now do Facebook adverts for practices all over the world. We drive people from Facebook into the room, and then we deliver value. So that's my tip. My second tip is make sure now's a good time to do it. Traditionally, our registration for our free health talks are through the roof in January, February, the first quarter, because most people are so focused on health in this quarter. That's my tip number 2. Do talks, but even more than that, be consistent with them. Make sure you're doing them every single week, every second week, whatever you decide for your business. That's my second tip. My third focus for 2020 now in January, we've had a meeting, but just before I shot this video actually, was that what if I told you that content is the bridge for people to decide whether they did business with you or not? And honestly, I'm learning, like I'm doing in this video, no difference right now, is that in my business, in my bricks and mortar business, in my practices, my 8 practices, we've just had a meeting about this right now, is that we have to put way more focus in my practices on putting out content specifically on YouTube for people who want health related information, and we're gonna make a big focus on that. So that's my tip right now. If you're not doing videos when it comes to Facebook, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Instagram, if you're not doing videos right now, there will become a time, I truly believe this, where almost every practice owner will have to have some type of videographer help. We'll have to have, whether it's outsourced or your own videographer. I really believe that. In that that's the way the world is working, and whether we like it or not, if you're not doing videos in some way, shape or form in your business, you're leaving a ton on the table. And I'm no different from you. I'm also learning about these things, but specifically my practices, we're putting a big emphasis on putting out information out there. We should, on your website, at a bare minimum, you should have reports on there or things that people can download. But tip number 3 is you have to focus on content. That's the way the world's changing right now. Content is the gateway drug, if you will, to somebody starting to do business with you, because right now a lot of people want you to know more information. It's the same as when you walk into a shop, a retail shop, and someone comes to you and says, "How can I help you, ma'am? How can I help you, sir?" Often your response is, "No, I am just looking." And you're not getting anyone an opportunity to look and bond with you and do business with you and emotionally know, like, and trust you prior to doing business with you. And here's the thing, is your sales or your opportunity to get people to do business with you in any business goes through the roof when people, by the time they sit down in front of you, have already got an affinity with you. But you're not getting that opportunity by not doing enough videos. Tip number 3, do some videos. Have a YouTube channel. Do it, and call it a show. Tip number 4 is in January, we are focusing really hard on something called in-house screenings. So this is something that we stumbled upon. This is something we created, kind of invented, and we got so good at doing things on Facebook and strategies on social media that we were playing around with the idea of, hey, listen, the old model of doing screenings and going out in communities, listen, that still works, by the way. Don't let anyone poo-poo that. I don't care what anyone says, but certainly there's a lot of effort that goes into that, right? The time to reward rate, the reward's definitely there, but the time to reward ratio is a little bit reduced. So what I help people create in my inner circle group is you've got to have a team that helps you do this. But what if, this is the question we asked, what if we could do a screening where people came to us in the business, in our practice? So we have been killing it with these, killing it. So we've had over 100 people register for a screening within the practice in one day. So 100 people registered to come and to the practice for in-house screening. So now we do this. My clients that I do Facebook ads for, we just do this for you, but we actually get people now coming to us for a screening. We don't even have to go stand at a shop all day. They come to us. Pretty cool, right? But here's my tip. Tip number 4 is we've got to be consistent with these, and we're going to do more of these. We're going to do way more of these where people come to us for, if you will, a screening in-house, and then the context of that is a different lesson altogether. But tip number 4 is you've got to play around with making sure you have your time to reward ratio a lot better, because if you're the doc, if you're practicing full time, then it's going to be tough for you to stand at a shopping center or at a fair all weekend. You guys know all about it. I've been there, you've been there, but I can tell you, and that still has its validity. I want to be clear. You still got to do it. If something is important to be done, it should be done whether you like it or not, or whether you're doing it or not. If it's important to be done, if it's a good return on investment. But I would say this, is that if you can make your 80-20 rule, is 20% of your effort creates 80% of the effort. If you can put that more in your favor, that's a great tip. So tip number 4, do in-house screenings. Tip number 5 for January right now is, listen, in some way, shape or form, your business, your practice resembles you. You have to vibrate at a certain level to drag everyone along, and I have a love-hate relationship with this, but as the owner, as the business owner of that business, it will still rely on your energy to drive it forward. Even though I have 8 practices, 100 people working for me, $7 million, 3,000 visits every single week. If I am having a low period of time, I can feel it in the business. So my tip for January for you, tip number 5 is vibrate at a higher level so that you drag the whole team up. Now, it doesn't mean you can always stay there, but please don't kid yourself. Listen, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I always wanted to create a situation where I didn't have to work in the business, and we help my practice owners get to that point. But I will tell you this, my lesson from 2019 is that sometimes I need to get back in the business for the business to function at the best level. We have this idea that you can work only on the business. As an entrepreneur, I spend most of my time working on the business now, on my 8 practices, and helping doctors do that. But at times, you're going to get back in the business. So my tip number 5 is have energy, drag the business forward so that it grades. In January, here's the key word. You want to create some momentum. Tip number 5 is Go all out, have big energy, have bigger energy than everyone else, and create some momentum in that business so that it drags along throughout the rest of the year. I promise you it makes a difference. That's tip number 5. See you soon. Hey guys, I hope you found the information helpful. My name is Dr. Ryan Rieder. I own and operate 8 practices that generate $7 million every single year, 10,000 new patients last year. I've been doing it for the last 10 years and helping docs all around the world do the same for their practices. And I put everything I've learned in the last 10 years in a book. I hope you get it. It's completely free of charge. I pay for the book, you just pay for the shipping. Click on the link below and we'll send you every single strategy that I use on a consistent basis. I'm in the game, is in the book, and I know it's gonna help you so much. Click on the link below, grab the book, we pay for the book, you just pay for shipping. See you soon.